How long could 100 modern US soldiers survive in the age of dinosaurs? Month 1. At first, the soldiers look unstoppable. 100 trained infantrymen appear in a world of giant ferns, crushing humidity, and sounds no human being was ever meant to hear. They still have their rifles, machine guns, body armor, radios, night vision, medical kits, and all the discipline drilled into them by modern military doctrine. Against the first threats, that advantage is overwhelming. A charging predator goes down under concentrated fire before it can reach the perimeter. Smaller carnivores are driven off by noise, light, and coordinated volleys. Camps are fortified with fighting positions, overlapping sectors of fire, watch rotations, and strict procedures. For a brief moment, it feels survivable. It even feels like modern firepower might be enough to dominate this prehistoric world. Month 3. Then reality begins to crush that illusion. The real enemy is not just the dinosaurs. It is the environment itself. The air is hot, wet, and exhausting. Insects are relentless. Every river, swamp, and watering hole carries risk. Parasites, bacteria, infected cuts, heat exhaustion, fungal infections, and bad water become more dangerous than claws. A soldier can survive a firefight and still die from fever a week later. Ammunition starts to matter in a new way. Every burst at movement in the jungle is a resource that will never be replaced. Every flare, every battery, every antibiotic tablet becomes precious. Dinosaurs are terrifying, but disease, exhaustion, and uncertainty begin doing more damage than direct attacks. Month 6. Equipment starts to fail. Batteries die. Radios become dead weight. Night vision becomes useless once power runs out. Optics crack. Weapon maintenance gets harder as mud, rain, and constant use take their toll. Boots split. Uniforms rot. Medical supplies shrink. Even simple things, needle, thread, clean bandages, painkillers, become irreplaceable. Hunting helps, but hunting in the dinosaur age is not simple. A giant herbivore can crush a camp without meaning to. A predator can watch silently from dense vegetation, learning human routines. Soldiers stop sleeping deeply. Every sound beyond the fire line becomes a possible death sentence. Stress becomes constant. Men begin making mistakes. Year 1. By now, the unit is no longer what it was on day 1. Casualties have come from everywhere. Combat, infection, accidents, animal attacks, dehydration, and the slow grinding collapse of logistics. Perhaps half are gone. The survivors adapt because adaptation is the only option left. They travel lighter, they abandon non-essential gear, they choose defensible high ground and water sources they trust. They rely more on traps, sharpened stakes, barriers, and disciplined movement than on advanced equipment. Fire becomes as important as bullets. The soldiers are still dangerous, but they are no longer operating like a modern military force backed by supply chains, satellites, and medevac. They are becoming something harsher. Year 2. Ammunition is now nearly exhausted. Rifles are no longer everyday tools. They are emergency weapons, saved for the worst moments. A major predator attack, a camp breach, a desperate defense. The soldiers begin fighting more like ancient hunters than modern infantry. Spears, pits, trip lines, stone barriers, wooden walls, and coordinated group tactics replace technology. They know how to organize, how to patrol, how to secure a perimeter, how to maintain order under fear. That military discipline is now their greatest weapon. The ones who survive are no longer depending on modern America. They are surviving through routine, structure, and brutal experience. Year 5. If any remain, they are not really a modern army anymore. They are a hardened tribe with military habits. Their original gear is mostly gone, broken, worn out, or saved as sacred last resort tools. They know migration routes, water patterns, animal behavior, and safe ground. New leaders have emerged. The unit no longer thinks in terms of missions or deployments. It thinks in terms of seasons, shelter, food, sickness, and survival. The truth is brutal. 100 modern soldiers could dominate the first encounters. They could kill predators. They could secure ground. They could survive longer than almost anyone else. But they would not conquer the dinosaur age. They would be stripped down piece by piece by climate, disease, exhaustion, and time, until all that remained was discipline, instinct, and the will to keep breathing in a world never meant for man.